So this is the final episode of the season with a guest. And now, leaning back in that is always
a risk.
A risk. Well, you
This
yelled.
podcast is brought to you in part by our friends and family and the Mother Brewing Company.
Have a mouthful of candy right now.
Cadbury's.
Those are good. I'm surprised you didn't get to those weeks ago. I put those in weeks ago.
I was just picking around the bad ones for a little bit, and these are now what's left.
I want you to take one of the Tootsie Roll Pops because those have been there since 1982.
Yeah, I'm afraid for my mouth for those.
I've heard that before, but it had nothing to do with candy. So we have a great episode coming up. We got to talk with the Milestones. The Milestones, well, you want to probably do your live read? No, let's talk about Old Mother Brewing.
I mean, it's the last episode with the guys. We can do whatever you want.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Pilot beer release. And remember that?
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, I was just to say, do you remember that time you read a beer release and it was amazingly terrible?
We almost lost a sponsorship.
Yeah, I actually got a call from Nick, and he goes, dude, what the fuck was that? And then afterwards, I got a text from Chris, and she goes, Chris, I need to really talk to you about that last episode. And then I get check this out, I get a telegram from Keith, and Keith goes, guys, don't let Colin read that he reads anymore. And I said, no. So this one's you.
Oh. Who sends a telegram that starts, guys, okay, here we go. This is the Pilot beer release. It is 7.6%.
That's high.
That is high. You're high? I guess you're high. It's dry. It's refreshing. It's with a light a light funk. That got Chris. that got me too. Okay. It's with a light funk that is typically associated with a farmhouse saison.
Saison.
Stop in and grab a pint before it's gone! ! There is no to-go available for this brew. Again, this is the Farmie Saison 7.6% Pilot beer release. Old Mother Brewing with the light fuck.
I wonder why anybody wants to be a sponsor on this podcast. It's like I talk a lot, and that's not what makes me good at this. But then I realize I can just read, and that's what makes it work.
I can't.
You can. You just choose to be a fuck about it.
So I threw up a lot today. I know you wanted to get to this.
We have so much.
We have so much to get to, and we are so tired.
We're so tired, and it's all.
I look at you, and you look at me. I know that you see the same face.
Thing. I'm looking at myself.
Yeah.
What sucks is there's so much food talk here, so much fast food stuff. We're going back to our roots here on the final guest-laden episode of the Could Be Better podcast.
You're the only other person I know in the world who would use the word laden. I like that word.
I'm here
like
for
that
you
word a
because
lot.
we're friends. You know what? We're best friends.
Ah, you're a liar.
Well, the best part about
You're
when
a
I say
liar.
it, though, even if I mean it, you think I'm lying.
Well,
which is
you got a
hysterical.
light fuck. I mean, you got a light funk.
Light funk. All right, and I'm only 7.7%. All right, so you threw up a shit ton today.
I did. I'm going to tell this story. Oh, we're gonna run real long with this intro.
So you're tracking drums at our friend Mystery Ton Studios.
That's right.
Just kidding.
No,
Not Mystery.
no.
Gypsy
Cab. Wow, you said Mystery Ton confidently.
I did.
Too.
I fucked up.
No, I went over to Jordan's track drums for our friend,
dear
Stitch Early.
friend of the podcast.
You'll hear him next week on next week's podcast teaser.
Oh yeah.
You
He
will.
made a little guest appearance.
Lorenzo Nichols, you'll hear him on our season finale, but he asked me to play drums on one of his songs, so I went over to Jordan's.
It's his new song, right?
Very new song, yes, with a horn section, which
it's
I'm
so
pretty
good.
pumped on. It's so good. What do you mean? You heard it, right? Yeah. So I sent you some things. So anyway, I went over there and then I said, you know what? You know where Jordan lives by? You know where he lives by?
Sardi's.
That's right. And Sardi's, I only recently learned, is a chain. It's not specific to Frederick.
The one in Hagerstown is much different.
I never went to the one in Hagerstown. I lived there for like 8 years.
It's really nice. It's an old Pizza Hut. It's like buffet style, and it's legit.
I'd be into that because
Dude,
what ended up happening last night.
It is not the same experience, I promise.
So the only thing that I'll preface this with was I was sitting there and we're listening back to the song, and Jordan and Lorenzo, Stitch, whatever you want to call him, they say, do you ever try the white sauce?
Oh, it's legit.
And I said, I never knew they had a white sauce. I know they had yellow. I knew they had red. I knew they had green. I did not know they had white. And they said, well, you got to ask for it. So I went in. I said, I played with getting a half chicken.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
I got a quarter, though. I got a quarter chicken.
Oh, you bitched out.
I did. Well, if I would have got a half chicken, we wouldn't have
recorded
today. So I got
and
that.
And what time did you go?
Oof.
Like
it was
9?
right when they were closing. No, they closed at 8:30, I think.
Dang.
Is it 8:30 or 9? It's one of the two. But I know that I was speeding out of there because everybody was high-fiving about the recording. And I was like, I got to go to Sardi's before it closes. So it was like 8:30, 9 o'clock. And I went and I said, do you have the white sauce? And they said, yes, we do. And I got the white sauce. And then I got home and I ate it. I felt really good. And then I tried to eat some ice cream. And then I ripped.
What kind of ice cream?
This is the part of the story that I keep forgetting, but Brett can attest to this. It was a pint. No, not a pint. Like one of those things, like you get like the Briars, whatever.
Yeah, like the half gallon.
Yeah, half gallon. And it was some type of weird moose. It was not moose tracks, but like moose shits or something.
Now, is this like actual ice cream or is this like milk dairy dessert?
I have no idea. What was in the ice cream thing?
What brand?
Great Value. It was the Great Value one. It was the Walmart.
All right,
yeah.
all right, continue.
So I put my scooper in there, and it splits the whole thing in half. Splits the whole carton in half.
Like the container?
Yeah, the container.
So there's ice cream everywhere.
Right. And Brett says, well, you can just put it in a bag and put it. I said, no, I'm not going to do that.
You threw it away.
Yes, that's exactly what I did. How'd you know?
Well, I mean, I like if you're sorting the stoning, this like fucking like half.
How's that a verb now?
I don't know, but like if you put like a one, you use an ice cream scooper instead of a spoon. You fancy, pretentious shithead. Secondly, but then it's your Great Value ice cream. So welcome to America. But then also it's like you just threw it away. That's crazy. But Great Value, so it's not that big of a deal. It's $3.
So I said, okay. This was after I ate the chicken that I got.
Yeah.
And I tried to get every single shred of chicken I could get off of it. That's what you do. Yeah. I swallowed a few bones.
Worth it.
Yeah. Well, then 3:30 a.m. came along, and I said, boy, I don't feel good. I just don't, because that's when I wake up because I have to go catch the train. Somebody was just honking the horn. And I was like, I don't feel good. So I'm going to have some Gatorade right now. And I had some Gatorade. Maybe that'll help. Take a shower. Brush my teeth. Do my shit. And I got about 10, 20 minutes till I know the train is going to come. And I'm just sitting in the Could Be Better studios.
Mm-hmm. Dreaming about the interview that you have tonight. Working on your pre-show meeting.
That's exactly. I was looking up all the milestone shit I could find. I had pages of notes. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I've gone into work thinking, I don't know. And we've told the story of me shitting on the train.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't know. And so I'm like, I'm going to give it. I always give it a try.
So you're showered and dressed.
Already. I got my computer bag. I got everything. And step out. And
you walk outside.
The east part of Frederick, Maryland heard what I like to refer as the dinosaur roar. And that was it. And then
where'd you throw up?
Right in the
parking lot.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, that's not the only place that's going to come out of.
Oh no! Yeah, the
this is an NC-17 podcast.
Yes, it is.
But I said I got to run in, so I run in, and I said I still got 10 minutes. I could do it.
Sure.
So I try to go right back to the toilet, throw up on the poop.
Oh no! You double stacked it.
I double stacked the fucking poop and the throw up. Anybody listening, please don't hate me. Well, hate me. That's fine.
Wait, so you didn't flush?
At the first, because it was so instant, like everything back and forth.
Oh, that sucks.
It was like that quick.
Yeah.
And so I just kept, it was back and forth, just shit, puke, shit, puke, shit, puke. And
this is what people want.
This is exactly what people want. And I emailed my boss and I said,
shit, puke.
I said, if I got on a train, if I got on public transportation right now, it's not safe. That's what I said. And I said, I don't think you want this. I don't think I want this. Is it okay if I work from home? He said, there's no problem with that. Just go ahead and work from home. And I sat, and do you know how it feels after you've shitted and puked a lot when you're shitting and puking a lot because you have food poisoning or whatever it is?
Yeah.
You lay down and it feels like heaven because you're like, oh.
It's the one time you have like a chance to not be shitting or puking.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you wake up 15 minutes later and you go shit and puke again. So that was pretty much it. And I blame that on Sardi's. It was the last chicken they gave out of the night. They closed the whole store down after I left. And I'm pretty much thinking that chicken was there all day.
Yeah. So your moral of the story is you should have gotten dinner earlier.
Definitely. And I did not take that. I did take that to heart tonight, I guess. But
yeah.
Well, but fuck you, Sardi's. This is not the first time. I told you I was going to rail about this, and I'm going to rail about this. It's not the first time I've been sick coming away from Sardi's. Have you ever been sick coming away from Sardi's?
Nope.
What was your text earlier? Is it a grease pit or something?
Oh yeah, I mean I had it at the Haggers Vegas spot and it was fine, but like my stomach was a little like gurgly.
I can't. I don't think I can ever go back there. I don't.
What if we do a social experiment and we go to the one in Hagerstown and see if it's any different?
We can definitely do it. And then if we get home before I shit myself or throw up.
Actually, it would be terrible because the Could Be Better Studios only has one bathroom. So, like, we'd have to make sure we're both on the different intervals because that would be not fun if we were both shitting at the same time.
I use the creek as my second bathroom.
Do you? I was hoping you'd use the shower because that'd be kind of fun.
The shower didn't work for like a month. I took a wildly cold shower.
Who are your landlords, dude? What's going on?
Those are your boys, Lee and Gail. I'm not. Did I say that out loud? Oh, sorry.
I know, but it's like I'm surprised you named them. That's funny.
No, but
they're big time listeners.
Really bad. Oh, huge listeners. So, and the other thing you wanted to talk about was Wendy's, right?
Yeah, but I want to get into my thing first. Okay. Because you've been talking for a long fucking time.
I know. I'm so fucking sorry. This is our last episode. So
last episode with a guest. So I had a grocery. Okay, so I'm a sucker, right? Like I go to the grocery store and I see things and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And then all of a sudden I look at like my grocery bill. I'm like, oh, inflation. Oh shit. Why did I buy that?
It is inflation though.
It is inflation.
Yeah.
But then at the same time I'm like, I didn't need to get this. The time recently that I got something that I was very proud that I got, and I'm happy that I did, was the Mountain Dew Voodoo 2022 flavor of soda beverage.
We should bring Brett in on this because you have wildly different interpretations of this flavor.
Brett shaved off his mustache, and he lost all sorts of credibility. In the same way I did, because I tried to even mine out. And
yeah,
before
you
this
guys
wedding,
actually did that at the same time.
No, he didn't. He was 2-3 weeks ahead of me. It's fine, whatever. But so I'm all now clean shaven. Now I'm like, ugh, because I wanted to ruin these friends of mine wedding.
You look like you're 21.
I look so young.
You do. When we were young.
That's second Killer's reference in 2 episodes.
They're so good. They were so good.
Yeah, did you see them recently?
I did.
And?
I've seen the Killers maybe 4 or 5 times now.
Intentionally.
Yes, fuck you. And a couple of them were front row. This was my favorite. At the Cap One Arena recently because of the set list.
Where were you sitting?
Lower bowl.
Look at that.
I have experience with the lower bowl after today.
Yeah, it sounds about right as
well. So you got the Mountain Dew.
Yeah, so
it did not taste like Sour Patch Kids.
No. So they've had several flavors, and apparently, like I think they've done it for a couple years now. First flavor was like something Sour Patch Kid related. The second flavor, they fucked everybody up, and it's candy corn flavored.
Ooh,
disgusting. Yeah,
ooh,
I know.
Boy.
I know. And so then after that, they started doing like more like normal people flavors. And so this one's almost like a orange mystery flavor Airheads taste, and it's delicious. And so I got that. And what's funny, so I ended up getting the sugar regular version first, and I said no. And so I gave that away to a friend because I said no, thank you. I don't need all that sugar in my life.
You're diabetic?
No, but I don't like drinking sugary sodas. Makes my teeth hurt.
Sugar sodas?
Sugar sodas. Makes my teeth hurt, and then also it's just not good for me. So
I got good teeth.
So I got the sugar-free one, much better for me. It's delicious.
Probably didn't taste much different.
It does not. That's the thing. I don't know why people drink sugar drinks when the sugar-free ones taste just as good.
I know. I don't get that either. I did that. I think it was last week actually. I stopped at the Walgreens in Union Station because all I drink is a Sprite Zero. Yeah. I don't drink.
Doesn't taste any different.
It doesn't.
No. But Dr. Pepper Zero, same thing.
Right. Same thing. But I got a Sprite Zero, and walked into work, and my boss said, "Wow, you look like shit." And I said, "Thanks." And then I said, "This does not taste like it was they changed the label. You know this? Have you seen it? Mm-hmm. They've changed the label and they've changed the taste a little bit for Sprite Zero.
Is it better?
No, I don't like it. It's a little bit more sweet. Don't like it.
So they added some more like artificial stuff.
They added more sugar.
But anyway, I'm here to tell you that this episode comes out right before Halloween, so you should get your Voodoo Mountain Dew. Also, I have one more beef, and this really just goes directly out to my family, my direct family, my wife and my son.
All right, I'm going to pour myself a drink.
I deserve to go trick-or-treating with my kid, and Laura tells me daily that, no, Chris, you can't go. He can't even eat candy. And I said, that's not the point. This is my kid's first Halloween trick-or-treating. I should benefit from those trick-or-treating stuff.
Without question, I agree with this.
Could be a better nation. Call in, write in, help me win this argument against my wife and son. Because at this point,
and son, who has not uttered a word yet.
He hasn't said. Well, he goes da 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 da, and he goes
writing music. That's all he's doing.
Yeah, but it's like I need some free candy in my life, and if anything, I'm actually bringing joy to people when they see this little kid in some dumbass costume that I picked because I'm lonely, and I'm bringing them this joy in a bundle, this joy in a costume. The least they could do is give me some free candy. So I need some. Halloween's in a couple days, and I need some support. So this is your chance. You
justified it by saying because I'm lonely. This is.
Well, like, I mean, hey, if I'm going to bring you this like happy kid to your doorstep for free, give me some candy. Like, come on.
This is the best. You saved the best Chris Perry for last.
It's true. And you know what I also found out? And this is my favorite candy, and you don't find these often. It's the almond Snickers, but they're the bite-sized pieces. Impossible to find. Because
you can find them very easily.
I'm telling, I've looked and I can't find them. Not the butter ones, not the almond butter ones, Colin. Like the actual like almond Snicker pieces that are like the kid size ones, whatever.
When you use my name, it turns me on. You know that.
I know. I see you rising.
But I guess all 2 inches. You can get those.
I know you can, but I've not been able to find them. So I see the almond butter ones like in the Ziploc bag. That's not what I want. I mean, I like those just fine. I don't want to pay for those. So anyway.
So here's what we're going to say. This is what I'm going to say. Then we're going to get out because I'm not even.
No. You have to get to the Wendy's thing.
I'm not going to tell the fucking Wendy's story.
I don't need a Wendy's story. I just need to know. I just need people to know. That
I will. I'll tell that. Okay, let me tell this Halloween because you got on Halloween candy. I absolutely love Halloween. Giving out candy. I love it. And here's why. I go to the store and I pick out 10.
The store? What's your store choice?
I'll go to I'll go to Walmart. I'll go to Family Dollar. I'll go to Five Below. I'll go to all of the stores.
Sure.
And I'll get 10 candy bars, like full size. I will buy like a king size Butterfinger, and then I'll get like miniature Milky Ways and blah blah blah. But here's what I'll do: I'd like a box of Sour Patch Kids and Swedish Fish. You know how they sell those boxes?
Yeah.
And I'll put all of them next to me on my left. And then on my right is a bowl full of the mini Snickers, the mini Milky Ways, the mini Three Musketeers.
Sure.
The kids will come up. And I'll give them, depending on their costume.
Oh, so you're teaching them about judging people already.
Right.
So do you do the best costume or do you do the, hey, I have pity on you?
No, I always do the best. And the parents get mad at me.
Do they?
They get, like, I started this in Punxsutawney, I guess at this point it's probably like 12, 15 years ago. God, I'm old. And because the parents, like, a lot of parents go out and drink. Like, they'll have a flask with them and they'll have a beer or something.
It's totally safe. You're concerned about razor blades in your apples, LOL. But then you're going to go get lit while you take your kid trick-or-treating. So.
Right.
Checks out.
And then like the kid comes up and there's like this cute fucking kid who has like the most intricate costume that you could ever see. And I'm like, you can have this pound box of Swedish Fish. You can have that. And then the problem is right behind them because it gets backed up. There's a kid that comes up with like a sheet in them. Yeah. And you're like, well, here's a mini.
Do you remember what your favorite costume was that you remember giving a candy bar to last year?
A SpongeBob character that was so intricate. And I don't remember which character. It might have been, is Patrick a thing?
Patrick is a starfish.
Yeah. And I think that was it. And it was
pink.
Shorts. Yeah. And it was like a real, it wasn't just like, I just painted something pink and put a mask on my face. And I'm like, you can have this king size Snickers. Like that's.
Do you ever get that? Do you have anything without peanuts?
I don't know.
Damn, it's just me. I think it sucks, man. It's like, so we just gave Wes peanut butter recently.
Is he okay?
He's fine.
So it's your fault.
It's just me.
It's just you.
Mm-hmm. It's just crazy.
I saw you the last time I was at your house a week or two ago. You were housing fake peanut butter on celery.
It's not fake peanut butter, goddammit.
So disgusted.
It's almond butter. God, it's not fake peanut butter.
You're so disgusted.
All right, I'm done. Here we go. Last show promotion of this podcast season with a guest. We have Saturday, October the 29th, Halloween weekend. Time to get lit without your kids at Old Mother Brewing Company. Fuck you, Colin. I'm pissed. We have the Timber fucking Wolves, Marzi Maddox, Marshall Fuzz, Pom Poms, and more. 5 to 10 p.m. And it's going to be a great time. And you know why? Because it's the 7-year Old Mother anniversary. It's going to be amazing. And I will put the teaser out now. We're not really going to say this anyways. I want to kind of bury the lead here. There's rumors of Emo Night #2 coming up in the Old Mother camp.
I heard there might be some Alkaline Trio.
I heard
that it was not approved by one of the board members of Could Be Better, but
no, it was not. There's also a Blink-182 band playing as well. There's also
now you're just giving away everything.
Yeah, I'll save these other ones for special. It'll be
Chris and I are gonna play Fall Out Boy songs because he doesn't want to play Fall Out Boy songs.
Yeah, no. All right, interview with the Milestones. It was a lot of fun. Got to know those guys for the first time. It was really cool. It's the first time I've ever met them. I didn't know one of them lives in Frederick here, so that's cool. New music, world premieres of new songs.
Yeah.
And is this our longest episode? Jesus.
Yeah, it really looks like it because there's going to be some things we have to put on, but that's okay because we're nearing the end of the season.
That's you think,
we went an hour and a half with Jeff Cosgrove.
I think at this point, though, people are like ecstatic that we are talking this long because they know the end is nigh.
The Milestones are a very great group of people, and we were very happy to have them on. We also, for the first time, we should say, and this is history, they made 2 pieces of history. First, the very last guest of our first season. The second, of course, is our first call in
with Colin
guest. Yeah, so you're going to have to stick around for that. We have a very special person calling in.
Very lovely person.
It might be Kelly Clarkson.
It's a very lovely person. And unfortunately, the first person we tried to call in, we thought they were like in peril. Do you remember?
Who?
So there was.
Oh, that's right, because that would have been Half-Heard Voices who never showed up at all, and they can get fucked. Okay.
Dylan came up to me at Old Mother Brewing Company at a show I was running sound for recently, and he was very apologetic. And I said, "I don't believe you, but you're a very handsome man, so I guess I'll forgive you."
Dylan also said that I'm not allowed to touch his drums when Double Motorcycle played with them, even though Double Motorcycle never harmed any drums ever in the history of forever.
No animals were hurt during this performance.
You look so tired, Chris. So let's get to this interview with the Milestones. I have free Wendy's for a year. You're going to have to tune in next season to hear about it. It worked. I suppose it worked. We are here.
Nice.
Yeah, we are here with the Milestones. How are you?
Good. Yeah, doing good.
Not so bad.
Chris and Alex. The reason why I wanted to kind of take this hello spot was because I feel like I've known you for 25 years, but I haven't talked to you in 20 years.
Yeah. No, you were there at our inception pretty much. We actually just
Was that your inception?
We
Really?
just read your
More or less,
review
yeah.
of Honey.
Really?
yeah, we reread it. It was really good, man.
Yeah.
You did it was really like well written.
What did you do for me and listeners that don't know?
I reviewed Honey. It was an EP, I believe.
Yeah, our second EP.
The second EP. And did Tad play drums on that?
Yeah, but you referred
per your review.
Did I shit on him? Oh,
no,
that's right.
no. You referred to him as John Love. You like
okay,
something fell through the cracks.
Wow. That's funny.
So we like to amend the record.
All these years later.
Yeah, Tad actually had the sweet drum solo on UFO recording.
It's not
on our EP.
surprising. I've apologized to him so much since then.
Yeah,
he's so good.
yeah, he's great. No, he
so
was.
good.
I mean, he was pretty instrumental in the starting of the project. I mean, pretty much when me and him got together was when like it kind of popped in our minds, like, oh shit, this is could be a thing.
So is Tad the original drummer?
Ted was the original drummer. I guess is the original drummer. Yeah, we met on Craigslist.
Yeah, I heard that story.
Yeah, dude, most of my greatest finds have been from Craigslist.
People, couches.
No,
music.
couch. I've got my apartment. I
You
live
found your apartment.
my amp, my guitar amp from
Yes.
Craigslist. My
I thought you
guitar.
I thought you
Dude,
said
literally
your
almost
aunt.
everything.
That's awesome.
Oh no, not my
I
aunt.
found my aunt on
Missing
Craigslist.
connections.
Yeah.
Where's my aunt?
I think pre-band John had played drums with us plenty. Like he spent years doing the drumming thing with Alex and I.
Yeah.
Before the band was a band.
So
But then Tad was official.
I guess to contextualize this, so Tad recorded our first two EPs with us, started the Milestones with us, with him and his buddy Ian Larkin, who played bass on those first two EPs.
Mm-hmm.
And then they left, and we linked up with John Love, who is we went to high school with him. We've been playing drums with him for forever, and so that was just a really natural kind of fit into it.
Yeah. And John is so self-aware as a drummer.
Well,
let me preface that
That's
with
assuming that most
yeah.
that's a longer conversation we have.
So
time
That's
for.
a different episode.
Yes. I am so thankful that reaction was the one that I got because so I played drums in a project with, I played bass in a project with him.
Too self-aware, maybe.
Yeah, he is very self-aware, but he's so. He asks like, "Oh, is this too much? Is this not?" And he's very open to
He's
that.
always trying to measure, dial himself
Yes.
in.
Which, if you like that, that's amazing.
don't.
If you hate it, it's so annoying because it is a constant ask. Hey, was that too much? I'm like, hey man, it's good for me. Just continue to suck.
That's
It's
kind of
fine,
the opposite
right?
of Tad, because Tad's like, I'm gonna fucking play.
Yeah.
Right. So Tad, from the outset, kind of like I would do the songs and he would just like kind of get what I was doing. And I mean, John could too for sure, but I think John's own little feedback, like mental feedback, kind of comes into it where we wanted him. So we're also we want him to be more part of
Why are you laughing,
the band.
Chris?
Well, because John's in like a million different things.
He's
all
in a
the
million
time.
different things.
Yeah.
So he puts on his little studio drummer hat when he's with us.
It's
and
not a hat. It's a side. It's a
like a-
headband.
yeah.
Because he doesn't wear hats. He wears side bands.
Right.
Yeah. Because
It's a
It's
bandana.
really more of a ghost like sheet.
yes,
over
it
the head
is.
at that point.
It is. He. What's the hairdo in Napoleon Dynamite where it's like it's the side ponytail? That's him. He is the.
He
side
does.
ponytail.
He starts most of his sets with his first sets with the side ponytail, and then he's almost like he wants to look like he just woke up for the gig for the first set, and then after that he lets the hair down
That's
and
right.
starts rocking.
It's partying.
I think we
But-
need to restart this episode because this has quickly become the John Love episode.
Yeah. Let's
We love
stop.
John
Yeah.
By the
yeah.
way, we have John Love on the phone.
Dude, oh my god, that would be the best. That would be the best
Yeah.
surprise.
He's listening this whole time. He's like, I hate these fucking.
Dude, you guys should
guys.
start doing
We
call-ins.
love
No,
John.
but I
We
know
love John.
I do want to do Collins. I really do.
Collins
but
are so much
that's-
fun.
I know.
You should also get
Collins.
John
But,
Boom. Collins with Colin.
But let's go back to Honey. Just get away from John Love.
okay.
Just we need to get back on track somehow.
John Love's a later chapter.
I
We
remember.
prepped for this, by the way.
I remember some of those songs on the EP. I remember really loving them. I remember like they when it came to like the best of list for the year. You guys were on it, if I recall.
Mhm.
Best
Yeah,
of list
yeah.
for.
What
Honey?
year? Yeah. Well, I mean, I used to do songs, not albums, because people would put out EPs or maybe just release a song.
Yeah. I can't
I
remember
don't
what
remember
song was
which,
on there.
Yeah, I can't either.
I feel like
but
it's probably UFO.
it might have been.
Would be my guess.
I'd guess Shed Enemies.
And it was,
Oh, that might have.
That might have been it.
And it was for Pitchfork. You writing for at the time?
Yeah, that was that was it.
Sick.
But it was so good, and you guys had such an interesting style. How long have you guys been playing together? Like when you write music, and I know at one point, and I think we're going to get to this in the interview eventually, you guys just became a 2-piece band from what I understood. I used to see
at the core
for all functionality purposes. Yeah.
So then, like, I'm assuming you guys kind of have that connection where it's like we write together.
We've kind of become one when it comes to two guitars.
Yeah, we play
guitars,
guitar
one
really
body.
well together.
Yeah, it's really just two minds, one body, in my opinion. Of I don't know. I think we play off each other, and we're I don't know the way I describe it to people is that we're two guitarists leading a band.
Yeah,
and writing music,
and also singing. So we do the singing off each other too. We kind of did that from the beginning. But
what was the beginning? How'd you meet?
So we went to like middle school. Did we even go to middle school?
We went to high school together. Played football. Never talked.
Frederick High.
Yeah.
TJ?
No. Clarksburg High. Also
Clarksburg.
with John Love.
Look at
Damascus, and then Gaithersburg and Poolsville for me before that.
Okay.
And then we played
College
football
Park.
and did that thing together, and then
Went to
it
College
wasn't
Park.
until 4 years later. I think my wife now, Jenna, said, "Oh, I bumped into Alex at the bar the other day, and you guys should totally play together." And I was like, "Oh,
Well, how long ago was that? That must be 10 years.
that must
Yeah,
be
that's a long
At
time.
least.
So it's almost like somebody else set you up.
Probably
2012.
2011.
2012, we started
2012.
playing music. It was I don't know. I took over some. Am I allowed to say Flying Dog Rage?
Oh, you can say whatever you want.
Okay.
That's fine. The podcast is sponsored by Old Mother Brewing Company, but you can say whatever you'd like.
We hated it. It was
we
disgusting
hated
beer.
this one beer, and it was anyway. And so we played music, and it was fun, and it was nice, and we really my first time playing with another guitar player, and we kind of meshed, I think, over the years in that regard.
And then from there, so this is where John Love also comes into like the prequel. So he had a practice space in Baltimore because at this time he was like a gigging like metal drummer, like pop punk drummer or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so he had a practice space in Baltimore. So we used to always just like, we were living in like Montgomery County at the time. We would just do like, the hour-long trip at like 11 o'clock at night.
Just to go watch him crash on, or I guess hit China cymbals. And do double bass 4 hours on it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Fadist. Check him out, Fadist 301.
Such a generalization. I love that.
No, John.
It's not though.
It's not.
It's not. Love you, John, but my goodness.
Those were some of my personal favorite like musical moments. Was like, dude, we just like literally play until like 4 a.m. at his practice space, just turn everything up super loud, and so that was where I think me personally I kind of got the feeling like because I'd written songs and stuff, and I kind of got the feeling like, oh, I can like bring this stuff to people, and like it can become another thing.
Yeah.
And John and I had not songs, but a million jams
right.
groove. Like we could look at each other and jump into something and know exactly where we needed to go.
How did you end up without John then?
He was just too busy. He was just too damn busy.
But that was recently, right?
Well, no. At the very beginning,
very
why
beginning,
didn't we
yeah,
start with John? Is what he said.
How did Tad get
Too
into
busy.
the equation in that way?
He was too busy,
Yeah,
and also I think at the time too, he was still like thought we had to like prove ourselves to him for him to like do a project with us, right? I think that was probably the thing at the beginning.
Well, and John always has a pretty interesting temperature checker on like, oh, hey, is this worth my time?
Right.
So he's probably feeling you guys out just in the same way.
Yeah, and so I think, and he looked at us like, because we were pretty fresh then too, and so I think.
How old were you guys?
23, 24.
24, 25.
But so I think at
So
that time
long.
John didn't look at us as like. Not professional, but like we couldn't keep time or like didn't know whatever,
Sure.
And Tad, I had posted an ad on Craigslist. I can't remember if it was he replied to me or I replied to one of his ads, but I had recorded like some of the songs on my own.
He was new to the state too, right? Didn't he just move up here?
No. And so that was how Tad came in, and I think very much it's just like one of those things when like you get people in that are willing and committed to doing it, like that brings a whole nother life of its own into it's not just like the talent of the players that determine the football. It's like it really is how much people are wanting to do this thing. And so I think Tad came into the thing at a time when we both really wanted to do it.
Yeah. And so it almost kind of sounds like it's like you get the enthusiasm outside of just from the talent, and that just kind of takes things up to another level.
And so that was really useful in the beginning to I mean, dude, it was crazy. We really hit it off quick. we recorded our first EP, Old Souls EP, with Jordan at Gypsy Cab Studios.
Friend of the podcast. Shout out to
Yeah,
Jordan.
yeah. That was great.
I was there last. Well, this is going to be out in a week, I think.
You were there 2 weeks ago.
I was there 2 weeks ago recording.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Oh, did somebody post something?
I think Jordan did. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Where's the royalties, Jordan?
But that's where are the royalties?
Yeah.
When it comes to playing with Tad, though, he's like the nicest guy, and he's really good.
He's a great drummer.
And when it came to bringing him in, I love the fact that we're talking about drummers. By the way, I love that.
We planned for this.
This is your wet dream
our podcast right now.
Yeah.
This was the psychology of drummers, and we talked about this for about
talked
2
about
hours prior to coming
Are
here.
you serious?
So we
No,
should
he's
only
not
talk about
serious,
the psyche of drummers, and
But what we do, honestly, I've got a few good theories about drummers, but we'll
well, okay, let's get to those.
We'll leave that for later.
In the second segment, let's get to the first song then. What song do you guys want to hear first? We won't hear live, but I'll edit that.
We have to start with who plays drums on this song.
John Love. John Love plays drums in the song. Jason Alford plays bass, and
I
it's
wrote the drum part for it.
So what he's saying is he's the drummer.
He's the phantom drummer.
What's it
but
called?
no,
The
John
ghost
actually
drummer.
John and Jason both killed this track. It's called Get Out, and it was a cool step for us. It was. I remember talking to CJ being like, "Man, I really want to have a song that's like spacey but not soft, like dynamic still, and still has like a lot of energy to it." And you had like this little finger picking part with like the kind of like major seventh chords, and like it flowed really well, and that's pretty much the whole song musically. And then from that, we were just able to run off it and kind of like structure it in a way that like brought dynamic and strength to certain parts and energy. And it was like, I remember actually after that, on the Dropbox, I commented, I was like, dude, this is exactly the song that I thought we like needed to make next.
And I remember,
and you did it.
Not Bandland, it was Studio 14 in Baltimore. The first time we had played this together, and Alex had done the chorus. One thing you'll hear is a lot of choruses that are guitar parts specifically with our music. And I'll never forget the first time Alex did the or that starts not working.
No, it's this
Let's
one,
get
but I feel like it never quite landed the same way it did that first time.
Yeah, but it was.
We never quite got back to it, but
anyway, yeah, that's it.
So again, as the people listen to it, the name of the song,
Get Out.
Get Out.
Go wherever
Dropbox.
You sure?
Dropbox.
No, this is great. This is great.
Yeah,
Bring it in. You got it.
We're gonna fade that in. That's fine. Go ahead.
That's fine.
Go ahead.
We're here.
You were pumped on the Dropbox.
I was pumped on the Dropbox because upon a time I used Dropbox quite a lot in bands, and I was always like a fan of people saying, "Oh yeah, we like collaborate on Dropbox."
This was literally our first time and only time using it.
Colin,
And,
who is calling you? Who is it? Shame
John
him.
Love?
It was spam risk.
Is it
John
Spam.
Love.
I told you he was calling in. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
I owe him a
Nice.
call.
That's
Should-
literally
should
the
we
only
call
time
him right
that's
now.
ever-
Oh, that'd
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, yeah, let's call him. If you can
Call him.
FaceTime,
If
FaceTime
he-
if you can.
If he picks up, put him on speaker and put it to the
Yeah.
to the
we'll do
mic.
that.
How much editing control do we have of this?
None. So
this is unedited.
Yeah, he'll be really
it's-
upset.
Honestly, the tone of voice when he picks up is what I'm most
You
interested
want me
in.
to call Tad at the same time?
Put it on the thing.
Yeah, put it on speaker.
Put it on the thing, dude. What are you doing, man? See, CJ likes to
This
keep
is
things
a
private.
could be
being
better
nice.
first. This
Now
is a
what-
could be better first.
Now it's funny.
Oh, I
though.
love that.
If
I love
If he
this.
doesn't answer,
He won't answer. He won't answer.
I'm gonna call him next.
Oh shit.
He'll know what's happening if you call him next.
Well, he'll pick up for you.
He'll pick up for you.
He'll pick up for Chris.
Yeah.
That Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're just like unknown, but like separated enough from him. Like,
You've reached John
Yeah.
Love.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. Now, what a great social experiment this is. This is amazing.
All right,
Put that up to the mic.
Don't tell me what to
should we ask him if he made the Get Out drum part or not?
Can we? Yeah.
He'll know.
Did he do that
I told him-
solo?
Well, that was when he had his studio drummer hat on.
I'm gonna ask him if he listened to the Dropbox comments.
No.
It's not gonna answer either.
It's okay.
It's probably
He's a
better.
busy guy.
Yeah, it's better this way. Let's be
The only
honest.
thing.
We love him.
We do.
We love
Fuck you, John Love.
We do love John Love.
You got up.
Colin doesn't.
Here we go.
I do.
You got upset that one time
When?
when I talked about John Love.
You've reached John Love.
Well, whatever. He's
All right,
doing.
maybe
that.
we'll call back. Maybe we'll ring him
We're
back.
if he
done.
calls
We're
back,
done
yeah,
with
pick
you
him, yeah.
now, Johnny.
Actually,
We're done with you
we'll
now.
decline him if he calls back.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to know. Here's something I want to know about you guys. I used to write this about the songs that you guys put out, and it always has reminded me of Kings of Leon.
Yeah.
And I have to think that you guys get
He's
that. Well, okay.
he's offended. He's offended.
Okay, and that's where I'm going with this, because I can't think I was the only one to ever say that about the music. If I was, then you can tell me I was. But if I wasn't, do you take influence from, like, how did that end up coming together? You have such a mean look.
Yeah,
on
for
your
people that are
face.
tuning onto the live feed, they're seeing CJ's face right now. And he's just
No.
I like them. I do. But I was forced to like them because people were like, "Oh, you guys sound like Kings of Leon." I was like, "Who?" And
No,
you
that's
had
not
no
true.
idea.
You knew they were.
No, I really had to go listen, especially to the Mechanical Bull album. I'd not heard that until people started saying that our stuff sounded like them.
Is he calling back?
no. So did John text you back?
I don't know.
See?
We moved on to Kings of Leon. What did he
No, no,
say?
no.
He said, "What's up? Can call back in a bit."
Okay,
Yeah, tell him
cool.
to call back.
Did
Tell
he
him to
send
call
you the
back.
same thing? What an asshole!
Dude, that's what he does on
Fuck
Tinder.
you, John.
That's what he does.
what he does on
That's his
Tinder,
strategy on
dude.
Tinder.
Dude.
Girls, sorry. I've seen it in action. He's got a
No.
line that he does for every one of his matches.
Oh my gosh, that's
Sorry.
not surprising.
That's, you called you put him out there
Oh,
fine.
he's a settled man now.
At
you know?
John Love, find him wherever he is on the
on
internet.
Tinder
And
or
then-
Grinder, whichever one.
Yeah.
He's exclusively on Grinder.
but
Actually,
but
Kings of Leon.
The
Kings
Kings
Leon.
Leon.
So, I mean, I love the Kings Leon.
I like him too.
And I don't think we ever set out. Like, I think the spirit of that music is. I think that was accessible for it. Like, I'd probably want to be the Strokes if I could be any type of band. It'd probably be that. But I think the Kings Leon vibe is just a little more accessible. It's a little more fun for everyone involved. And so I think that's probably what we kind of gravitated towards. And like, I think, one of our first like songs, Ohio, I think that just kind of like set the tone for like the music that we wanted to kind of make afterwards. And that was a very Kings Leon sounding song. But yeah, I mean, we get this all the time. Like, we did a show at Baltimore, like Hamden Fest.
Yeah.
And CJ's wife was in the audience. And some guy came up to her and was like,
Kings of Leon
"Is this Kings Leon
cover
Yeah,
band?"
no. CJ, you messed it
my
up.
goodness.
No, he said, "Is this a Kings Leon cover band?" And I was telling her later, like, you should, like, yeah, they just do the B-sides, so like all the unreleased Kings Leon songs.
So good, you get a fan.
Right. So I mean, it's also easy to explain to people, and Kings Leon obviously like broke out in a mainstream way, so it's like a lot of people that might not listen to this kind of music still like understand what that Kings Leon like vibe kind of is.
So what's kind of your guys' direction now?
Radiohead. We're going the Radiohead route, I
Yes.
think.
but not the whole.
I'm trying
discography.
desperately.
Which-
to look
No,
this
no, no,
up.
no.
Are you calling John Love right
No,
now?
I'm trying to look up this song. That's what I'm trying to do.
Oh, to
Probably
figure out which one it
Shadow
is.
Days or,
The song that it doesn't
You
matter.
can't look it up in the archives.
They deleted me from the
That
archives,
sounds about right.
even though I still write for them. But Radiohead.
Which Radiohead?
Yeah, which Radiohead?
I definitely like
I
In
like to think
Rainbows.
In Rainbows.
I think is like the From the Basement Radiohead YouTube video is like one of my favorite. Like there's a few of them, and there's like my favorite things. And I mean, obviously this is a ridiculous thing to say. I said it kind of tongue in cheek, but what I mean by that is I do really think we are getting to a point where, like we were talking earlier about me and CJ's kind of like guitar chemistry, where I think we both kind of accepted that I'm not going to be able to tell him what to do, and he's not going to be able to tell me what to do, and that it's actually better that way. That like it kind of happens, it like blooms spontaneously in a way that sometimes we feel, I think, anxious about not being able to control. But once you kind of accept it, it kind of becomes like a trust thing. It kind of becomes like a
That's a trust thing.
Yeah.
it's a trust thing.
Yeah.
And I think so often we want to stop. We have a voice in our head that says like, stop, figure this out. This is a part, structure this. And I think we're really interested in exploring that line between like chaos and like slight organization. And it's actually something we try to do in like a week-long little retreat to his cabin for like a music thing, where we wanted to have the space and the time to allow for what happens spontaneously without us thinking about it, but then to be able to go back and like, just because of the amount of time that you're together, like for a week, in a studio or something like that, to be able to go back and just like apply those little elements of structure that's needed
Without pressure.
right.
It also that week,
And really just kind of like reverse engineering, being like, okay, here's the jam, I really like what you did there.
Yeah.
Just do that. Like, and it's like kind of just like tracking back to what you did in the moment. So you're finding yourself back to the moment.
what's cool is that week we had a plan, like we had a schedule for like. I mean, I'm not going to bring John in.
Yeah. Screw you, John. You've got too much airtime.
I'm not going to do that.
Again, we're
So-
back to John.
But, no. But we also
Well,
had
he
a
was there for
schedule
that
as
week.
far as like songs that we were going to work on, and
Yeah.
the cool stuff was the stuff that we didn't even plan on recording. It was stuff that was like, oh, what are you doing with that thing? And we kind of ran with a couple of things that we had not ever played before. It was just little noodles that we kind of figured out in the moment, and they were better than. And I might be biased because I think the noodle I'm referring to might have been my noodle, but
Sure.
but
No, that was a good song.
it was a good song. It's cool, and it's not finished or anything along those lines, but it was a cool thing that really got excited us.
Can you set that up a little bit though? So you had a week at a cabin where you just dedicated it to writing, and you had it kind of broken out by day for a song.
We were going to do demos.
No.
We had maybe 4 or 5 demos that we wanted to track, and
Okay.
had no intention of having them be anything like really.
But they were still
polished.
loose. They were still
Yeah.
like unpolished, that we were willing to just give the time of just like jam on it until like
Sure.
it metamorphosizes into something, you know?
Yeah.
But
And the in my opinion, again, like the cool stuff came out of the unplanned and like the stuff that we'd not thought about prior to that week. And I think there's something to say about that too. That
Yeah.
when there is energy or attention going towards something in the moment, it's important to run with that. And
yeah, I think you always want to be surprised in music.
Yeah, it's like leaving space for that spontaneity a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because this is the king of spontaneity. There. You know, man. I know what I know what I'm doing. It's fine. Let's just go with the flow. Let's figure it out.
Yeah, you always want to have pre-show meetings.
Fuck
that.
off. The pre-show
Fuck
meetings are
that.
so important. You
That's
have to know what's
not
going on. We have
necessarily.
sponsors to have.
Some sort of in between here is what is
Fuck
That's
the
right.
It's the
sponsors.
in-between.
Fuck them all. So here's the thing. I want. Oh, there you go. See, look at how you.
that's spontaneous.
Yeah, it's very spontaneous.
That's our
Um,
fans' favorite part.
We're gonna get into this next song here in a second, but I want to talk about when we come back from this next song about this Radiohead sort of direction, and especially with you guys. If you're doing that, you could theoretically do it just the two of you, right? Like you don't. Have
No,
No?
so
CJ writes drums though. That's what I hear.
There's power in
Yeah.
the band. I mean,
Yeah,
band
yeah.
we're not we're not a duo, and we're also not two solo songwriters. Then like combining.
yeah,
our
it's
forces.
not like we make things then we come to the band. It's like, I mean, there's
the
ideas that
band
we
is
make.
the thing.
Yeah, it's like me in particular. I'm a guitarist that writes off of a drummer, and I play off of a drummer, and like, so I mean, and that's really one of the realizations we had was like the things that we were doing with John on drums and the jams that we were doing with whoever on bass was like, damn, like I would never do this on my own, and so I don't think we can do it without. And that's what we want. We want a group that like it buys into that.
Would you want like a big band, like keys?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
horns.
We
and
thought
things
about
like
that,
Yeah.
and I think that would be cool to explore. But as far as the well, I just think there's so much that we can do with just what we have as like a 4-piece, and so we're like what the fuck?
Sorry, the can's a little crinkly.
What are you fucking doing?
But
What are you fucking doing?
but so what I did want to say is that like we're in this kind of weird zone where we are releasing music that we've kind of like we had to finish the music that we had on the table,
Right.
the recordings that we had on the table to kind of like, and they're great, we love them, you know, but we had to kind of get through that to like then go to the next, like whatever next phase that we want to explore. We're really excited about.
We should talk about the next song though, because it'll be released, and this is technically our premiere, of yeah. I mean, yeah, we haven't released it outside of what we're about to hear.
So tell us this. What's the name of the song and what's it about?
Well, first off, who played drums on the song?
Do you happen to have him on the phone
We
right
have him
now?
on the phone right now.
Would you
Calling
would you like
in
to
in
ask
studio.
Him? Would you like to ask him?
John.
What is going on?
Hi, John.
Hi, John.
Hey, John.
Hey, John.
John.
Who else on the phone?
You'll
Barack
never
Obama, Alex, CJ, and Colin McGuire, and William Shatner.
I think Putin's coming later.
What a gang.
Where are you right now?
On my couch.
Nice.
What are you wearing?
What are you wearing?
Nice little comfortable pair of shorts.
Do you have the silk? Do you have the silk shorts on? I sent you.
You didn't send me any soul
Yeah.
shorts.
This is why.
I thought you were just gonna call later.
Hey, John. Can you talk a little bit about this next song?
DJ was just yelling at me.
Hey, John. Can you talk a little bit about this next song? Can you intro this?
Next song.
Yeah, can you intro the song up for me?
It's, Lady Morphine.
It is a piece of music that is played by a few of the people right here involved in this moment.
Hey,
Wow. Can you sound any more detached?
where do we play it, John?
A little place called Blackbird Studios down in Nashville.
Oh
Tennessee.
shit. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
this is where we record our album. And John and we pretty much went there.
It's Taylor Swift.
Well,
recorded
so
Red.
Yes.
it's where Kingsley Ann recorded "Only by the Night," right? Or
Mechanical. No, what
Well,
was
that's
the big
pretty
one?
cool.
there's a big one. Yeah, there's actually videos of them smoking weed and like hitting a bong in the reverb chamber that we were in. Like actually, there's videos of them recording their whole album in the studio that we were in. It's pretty cool. But John, I mean, we pretty much went there. Like we had like 4 songs we wanted to do, and we had like they have an academy that they were recording, so that's really how we got in. But it was super cheap, and John just killed it. He just he tracked the drums so well that like we just ran out of songs to do, so we started doing like our older catalog. So we ended up with 14 songs.
We went down with like
from
I
the
think
session.
4 to track that were new.
Yeah.
Maybe 5, and then they're like, "So what's next?" And
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, John
John
just
do everything.
John's that
point, so-
mechanical bull, dude. John's just a fucking machine.
Yeah.
John, did you fly down in first class or did they make you drive?
No, we flew him down.
We drove, and then
We paid for him and Jason to
I
fly
think
down.
I think I had 2 weddings.
Yeah.
I had a wedding in Baltimore and then a wedding in San Antonio, and then flew from San Antonio to Nashville.
I remember that. Yeah.
Were you invited to the weddings or were you DJing?
that guy.
I would hope if you were like DJing a wedding, you were invited, because to crash a wedding is a whole different level. If you're getting,
Yeah, if you're DJing a DJ crasher, that's a lot.
But John, I wouldn't put that past you.
I don't know whether to be flattered or insulted.
Why
Or a
not
little
both?
A
Yeah.
little healthy yin and yang.
Yeah. So the song is called what, John?
I believe Lady Morphine.
He forgets.
Cut it close, but this ain't no disaster. It's all tied up with what comes after. I don't think you understand. Sometimes I'm locked in a loop and looking all the time just for something to do. And I get stuck.
that was a world premiere. And what was that song called again?
Lady Morphine.
Lady Morphine. And we just wanted to make sure we gave proper due to our first official Colin guest. Calling in with Colin.
Absolutely loved it.
With John Love. Shout out. You can find him at the rhythmoflove.net.
He sounded really comfortable, like he really wanted to be on the phone, really talking to us.
I think he was only wearing shorts.
That's actually his tone most of the time he talks to us.
You can also find a compilation on
that was pretty true to form for John.
Yeah.
So playlist on Pornhub.com.
He's got his own little subscription plan over there.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, that was a great song.
JohnLovesDicks.net.
Whoa.
That's a partner site.
Yeah, there's a
sponsored by.
Yeah. But
Old Mother, sponsored by Old Mother. Anyway.
I mean, they might. So you guys went down with 4 songs and came out with how many?
14, which
That's
was
crazy.
like it was like a gift and a curse kind of thing. Where because what we went down there for, we did like 40 hours or so at Blackbird, and most of it was trying to get the drums, because the drums is like the big that's what you want from a big room like that, a really professional room, is you get amazing like drum isolation, all that kind of stuff.
Dude, the rooms they were in.
Yeah, the rooms were incredible.
Well, I want to ask just about that real quick too. It's like, so whenever bands go and do big studio stuff, you think of, oh my gosh, like they're spending so much money. I want to know 2 things. One, why Blackbird? And
why not? What the fuck?
No,
Do you even know what Blackbird is?
Stop.
What the fuck is your problem?
Stop.
You're out. Get out.
Okay,
I didn't know until I went.
Oh, okay.
Fuck off, Colin. I'm here to be inclusive, and you're here to be a piece
All
of
right,
shit.
I'm done. That was number 1. What was number 2?
Yeah, number 2 was when you were there. Like, did it feel different than like recording at Jordan's?
Yeah, it felt great. It was probably one of my favorite experiences.
It
Ever.
left
Possibly.
such an
It's up
impression.
there for sure.
Potentially ever. That's what I hear.
Yeah, I mean, it felt so good to have that window into what it might mean to like make it where like that is your like, you know, oh, you come off from a tour and you spend months there.
Sure.
You know, like that's what I think is where both of us want our goal to be, is like just to have that option of just like making music, recording music in those kinds of environments freely, you know.
Yeah. CJ, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, going down there, the trip in and of itself was cool and fun to do it with our friends, and to make a trip out of it was so special. To go down there with songs that the 5 songs that we had not ever recorded before was like the thing that the first song, Get Out, I didn't write lyrics until the night before for that song. And
Cool.
And meanwhile, the rest of the project, once we started, like we got in our groove after we got out of those 5 songs, and we're like, holy shit, like let's just play stuff we've played for a while now and like get really nice recordings.
That was what kind of trapped us a little bit. But
what's that?
Well, because we did all those, and then because we wanted like, okay, we'll just have like a 1 album kind of thing, which is what we're planning on releasing in like the next month or 2, of all these things in one place, one group, one sound.
Right.
And that was cool, but then we just didn't. We had to like, you know, we spent a decent amount of time afterwards going through and overdubbing the guitars, getting the vocals, getting the mixes, and 14 songs is a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah, and so we kind of signed up for something that we thought was going to be a little bit shorter of a time frame.
Sure.
And turned into a much bigger project than we anticipated at the beginning.
Which is why
thanks to John Love.
We're
just kidding.
Promoting these songs
just now. Yeah. And when did you go record again? What year?
This started in
2018. Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, to be fair, it was December, like November, December of
a pandemic happened.
Yeah. COVID definitely slowed us down a lot.
19 was a lot lot of overdubs of vocals and percussion and final vocals.
But yeah, I mean,
guitar,
2020 we probably only did like two sessions of like we were doing multiple recording sessions of like, you know, and 2020 we probably did like 2 maybe.
So Blackbird was just for drums.
Drums and bass.
Well, Get Out. We did all of some songs there. We did all of Get Out there.
I'd say a lot of our guitar work was done down there, and like even the amps that we had access to down there blew our freaking minds.
Sure.
Used what was it? One of the Dumble amps.
Dumble amp, which is like the guy makes like custom amps like once every like 5 years for like John Mayer and like Stevie Ray Vaughan and shit.
But yeah, where was I going with this? That trip down there though, it changed what I thought of recording should be, and honestly, it wasn't even.
Wait
just,
a second. How does that change your thought? Or are you just like, this is the only way we want to do it ever?
It was the hospitality side of it. Like we felt like celebrities going down and recording in a big studio there. It felt less anxiety provoking than I'd experienced in the past, and the place really just catered to who was coming in there, and I don't know. I mean, also the reception of the music itself, people were so enthusiastic, which I hate saying this, but like going to Nashville and then having people be excited about your music, like, was it, wait, what? Like, we're just a band from Maryland, and
when you say people, like like sound engineers, like the support staff, or like what's that kind of like?
Some of their folks that work there for Blackbird, and then they also, while they were tracking us, they were also teaching some of their like students, like alongside of the actual project, all the ins and outs of what we were doing.
So to be clear, that's how so they do an academy.
Blackbird Studios does an academy.
And so every, like, twice a year or something, they need a band to come in and record. And so that was, we applied for that. They told us, it was crazy. We paid
you shouldn't say this.
Okay, I shouldn't say it. It was great.
You shouldn't, like, I found it looks like an etiquette.
Okay, so actually we shouldn't say that. But
no, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. There was a
do
thing
you like
that happened.
the New York Yankees?
Yeah. No, but it's okay. So there was an academy thing that there was an amount of something that happened, and it was fine. But when you were there,
actually, we guys just maybe take that out. But so while we were there, we kind of like snuck in to this space that had all the stuff that we, the nice mics, the nice space, the nice consoles, all this kind of stuff.
Sure.
It was just as students pressing the record button.
Right.
But they had instructors, like their instructors were like pretty legit.
Yeah.
And like all that kind of stuff. So we weren't really worried because we had all of our songs pretty much like ready to go.
Their instructors were the best in the business. I mean, Vance Powell had turned down that job, and I don't know if you guys know.
I don't.
He's White Stripes, Jack White. And,
oh shit.
Like the Raconteurs, and I'm pretty sure he worked on. I know those at the very least, but
okay.
In the engineering and like production world, he's
legit.
Yeah.
Well, let's just get away from the Nashville thing because it seems to make you very uncomfortable. So we will not.
But
do
it was
that.
a good time.
It was a very good time.
And you wouldn't trade it for anything.
Well, I guess there's just one secret thing that we can't say.
That's fine. All that's good. There's no problem with that. I want to
subscribe to our Patreon for the secrets.
It's onlyfans.com.
We'll call John Love. He'll tell us everything.
So what I'm more curious about, especially because this is the last segment of the whole thing, is really what's happening next. Like, what are you guys? Do you? When I brought it up earlier, you had a very interesting response to me saying, "Are you a two-piece?" Like saying, "Well, we're not really, but
we don't really want to be one.
We don't want to be one." Hey, I take offense to that because I was in a two-piece band for 6 years.
Fair enough. Shout out, Joe.
DoubleMotorcycle.net.
Yeah, well, that doesn't.
Everyone's on the net these days,
right? But I do wonder. And I've said this to other people who have come on the podcast who have minimal bands, like a two-piece band or a three-piece band. And I said, the only way, when I moved to Maryland, the only way I would get back into music is if I just did it with one other person, because I can't stand being in a band. It's too much shit. There's too much politics. There's too many personalities. It's too much.
Grump.
Yes, and that's just me being an asshole. You guys, though, do you welcome more people in? Do you feel most comfortable working like this, just the two of you, or would you rather have a consistent drummer, consistent rhythm section, I guess I should say, and just say this is the band, and even add other things like I was saying earlier, an organ, keyboard, whatever? Like, would you rather have more people or less people?
I think I'll jump in and say at the very least, Alex and I need to be on guitar and writing songs as guitar singer-songwriters, and then bringing that to the band, and the band then forms the song is kind of what has been, and I think what we'd want, right?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of hard to see where one thing ends and another thing begins, and it's like, I think we understand the core of the band to be us playing guitar and singing, which is like we were just talking about before, like this kind of like it happens and it works, and we want other people to be a part of that. Right. And so our two-piece-ness is only out of convenience, really, at this point, because of
geography,
not having the same lineup over time. So it's really just a matter of convenience for people to understand, what the Milestones is.
Let me reframe that then just a little bit. Do you want consistency in who else you bring in.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I don't think we ever looked at this as being like a collective kind of like, you know, subbing in and out, like whoever's available.
Sure.
Like we really want like the Radiohead thing we were talking about. Like fuck, like we listen or watch that video, and like they've been the same unit, and you can see the independence of everyone involved. That that's their block, that's their station, that's their realm that they're kings of.
Do you think that's possible for the Milestones?
Yeah, totally. I mean, it just gets us into the difficulties of just the world and, you know, like, you know, life in general. And it's like, in a perfect world, we would have people's time and availability, and we would be able to be like, hey, like, let's go, you know, and play here and spend this time practicing. But obviously there's just, you know, life gets in the way. There's people need to make rent, logistics, all that kind of stuff. And so it's tough to find just people that, one, can make it work, and two, are willing to, and three, to provide them a situation in which that does work. And so I think we kind of look at it like it's a weird thing where, like, if we could get to a point musically and professionally where we had that kind of option, which I don't know how that or where that happens anymore, but you know, that would be, you know, might be a whole nother new growth period for us, where we could just be in a space where it's like, okay, like, you know, bring in this guy or that guy, sure, and, you know, a keyboard, a saxophone, like whatever, like, you know, who knows? I mean, we feel, I feel personally like, you know, who knows what can happen with our music. We're kind of just managing a functional level right now.
It doesn't seem like it's holding you guys back, though, because like as we were kind of talking at the start of this episode, it's like you have a couple of shows coming up where it's like you're doing things still, and again you're putting out this. Now I have one more inside baseball question for you, but it's like, are you putting out the full 14 songs on this next record coming out?
So so this was a tricky thing too to figure out and to decide upon. At one point we thought about separating into 3 things and having each,
like doing the Weezer thing, like you have like your season of your spring, you have your summer, you have your winter, you have your whatever.
Kind of, but almost like still making it all one thing. Like think of like a phrase, like a 3-word phrase.
Oh, sure.
Where like each release would be like one word of the phrase.
Sure.
That was our initial plan, but it seems like we've kind of settled on like a split, a two release, just because of that, you know, the tracks fit a little better. Sure. And
we want to come out with a bang, really. I think.
Yeah, we want to have some big up front, and also we're like straddling the past, the present, and the future, which is weird.
And also geography.
We've been geography too.
Frederick and Baltimore and DC for a while, and now I'm living in Virginia, so it's a different market.
So we have a different potential audience that we might be releasing this to. So we have to consider people who know us, people who have never heard of us before, people who might be introduced to us in the Virginia scene that CJ is a part of. And so it was an interesting little problem to solve, to figure out of how do you fit all these puzzle pieces together. And 2 releases made sense for us. So I think we're going to try to, in like the next like month or 2, announce the first half of the album, and then shortly after release the second half of the album, and then, you know, just which songs went under which were like a big consideration, all that. But
we should say anything we're releasing from now till, I don't know, probably the next year, we're all tracked at Blackbird. Our buddy Chris Gooden has mixed all of them, and
did a great job.
The singles that'll be coming out have been mastered by Matt Leffler Schulman out of Baltimore,
Mobtown Studios.
Yeah, and then meanwhile, and it's funny because then some of the overdubs have been done in Alex's apartment and setting up remote little studio setups there. My cabin situation over in Virginia, and a couple other, which is now kind of like the Milestones home base as far as rehearsals. And we should also point out that there's 2 fellows, one out of Stanton, Virginia, and another out of Harrisonburg, Devin and Dane, that are playing drums and bass.
So that's our current lineup. Brought some new guys in from Virginia. They're part of great projects around there, and
the Virginia scene's awesome.
The Virginia scene's pretty cool.
By Virginia, you don't mean like the state?
I mean I think the big hub is Richmond, Virginia, and then from there, Harrisonburg's got a really cool music scene. Yeah, Charlottesville's got a cool scene. Stan's a cool city that's got some music coming out of it. And good bands throughout all of that I never would have known about other than moving down there over the past year.
Shout out to the Golden Pony. I mean, we played there. We played there on tour.
So we were talking about shows.
Tucker Riggleson. Demon Beat, come on the podcast, motherfucker.
I put a bass pedal through a kick drum that wasn't mine, and
You
somebody
were
got pissed.
not
So
happy, and that kid
I was ready to
wasn't
fight
happy
that
either.
kid. He was like 16 years old.
Yeah, he
He'd
was
get
not
fucked.
happy
If
that-
he's listening right now, I hope.
this?
Oh,
This was at the Golden
2000.
Post.
Oh hell yeah! This is
18?
getting into season 3 of just WrestleMania. Could be better.
So I want to do this to end because you guys are the last guests of this season, the last official guests. I hope you are proud. We saved the best for last.
Best for last.
Thank you.
wow.
So what we've done a few times is we trade back and forth 5 quick questions.
Sure.
We're gonna ask you a question. You can
Oh,
only
boy.
respond.
No,
in
don't
one
do this. Don't.
word.
That's not one
This is
word. It has to be
dangerous.
quick.
1 to 1.5 words.
Wait. So the question is directed to.
Well, so what we're gonna do because
It's like
we
a
have both of
popcorn
you-
thing.
No, what we have because we have both of you, it'll go to both of you. So we'll start with
So it's
you,
like popcorn
Al.
between the two of us.
Yeah, you
Right.
get to share popcorn.
So I start the first word. He does the second word. But
No,
we're
no,
answering
no,
Oh, no,
different
no. I like
You
that game.
both do.
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah,
both
but
do.
the idea is we're gonna do 5 questions. So
Right.
I'm gonna steal it. I love
Fuck
you.
you.
It's 5 quick questions. You get a chance to
We're
answer.
drunk.
You
Thanks, old
get a
mother.
chance to answer. Yeah, that's right.
Ew.
Sutter Holmes for you.
It's sudden, you're like NBA
Colin's a little
Jams,
fancier
you
than the rest
fucking
of us.
moron. Okay, so
so
first
every-
we'll
He
start
does
with
not
Alex.
have a sponsorship for Sutter
Alex,
Homes.
that's right.
Not
That's
yet.
He's
Not
just
yet.
passionate.
Give
the
us
first
time.
5K I
Passionate
run, I'm gonna have a Sutter Home jersey on.
Hell yeah, I will buy that for you and not even charge it to the band account. All right, so it's gonna be 5 questions. You're gonna get a chance to answer them, and you're gonna get a chance to answer them. They're gonna be quick responses. Don't take forever to think about it because we will cut it.
Got it.
First question, Colin, go.
Favorite city to play?
Frederick.
Baltimore.
Homers. All right, my
Go!
question.
You said Homer.
Go. Favorite drummer you've had?
I was gonna save
Tad.
that for the last one. You can't fucking do that.
Yeah, I'm an asshole.
John.
Did you say Tad? Did you say John?
No, he said
Okay.
John. Don't feed the
No, I
crowd.
thought he said. I
Yeah, I
thought
did,
Alex
I
said
did, I
Tad.
did, I
Yeah,
did.
You said
Alex
Tad?
Tad was my
yeah.
first.
Look,
So
Ted
fuck
was his
you.
first. That's
He's my
fine.
first.
Fuck you.
That's fine. Go ahead. You're up next.
Favorite guitar?
Stratocaster.
Telecaster.
See,
This
Wow,
is
you
why
guys
we
are-
don't. This is,
CJ's my boy though. Telly's her where it's at. I always hit the freaking toggle switch when I play the Strats.
this is the some
This
sort of
is-
alchemy
yeah.
that happens. Trust me, we are very different people.
I love the sound
but it
of
works
Strats,
that
but
we,
that,
like, play
that toggle
together.
switch just kills me because
That's a
whatever.
mystery. It's some sort of magic.
This is question 3.
Question 3, yes.
No,
Where
it's
you?
not. No, it's not. It's question 4.
It is. You're right. Yeah, I'm sorry.
We'll do
Question
it.
4.
Question
It is.
four?
Yeah.
Sure.
Damn, look, somebody knows how to count. You don't
That's
need
fine.
John. You can count just fine. Where are you recording next?
Where?
Where are you recording next?
CJ's Still in Glade Cabin.
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's shout out Still in Glade Cabin.
What's Instagram?
At whatever.
Still in Glade-
Whatever.
No. Is it the at sign or is it's at
Yeah.
right? At Still in Glade. SIL.
Welcome to
AND
email addresses?
GLAND. Cabin.
They love each other
CABIN.
deeply. Deeply. All
I
right.
do. This is the last one. I have this last one, and I'm gonna have a bonus number 6, but I'm gonna start with this.
Bullsh-
Better.
what
Fuck
is-
you. Better 2-piece band, White Stripes or Double Motorcycle.
Double motorcycle.
White.
Jesus Christ.
The White Stripes are really a one-piece band. Let's cut.
That's-
Come on,
that's
let's
true.
let's bring it in, guys.
So, this is the real one. Better late night jam partner. Who's your favorite? Because I know you're having some get-togethers.
I'm having
that I
some
hear about.
get-togethers.
Yeah.
Colin Schultzberger is the
Yeah,
best.
he can play everything.
Dude, he's so
can play everything.
he's so
Yeah.
fucking
Special.
He's a great drummer, dude.
Yeah.
He fucking gets on the.
He
the
can do
keys.
He's
anything.
a great keyboard player.
Dude, he cracks, but he also does all the fucking weird little.
Yes, he does.
Like 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 5. Dude, he fucking cracks me up on the keyboard. Anytime he gets on the keyboard, he plays like the baseball theme song.
Oh, he's so funny.
Love him.
He's
Yeah,
he's so.
but he's also like a really good drummer and obviously your keyboard player, so it's tough. But he's
He's the one, man.
a valuable. He's like the
It's like 3:45 in the morning, and you need somebody to step in to do something.
He's
and
got
he
it.
could do
He's
it.
got it.
Shout out to
He's got
Treetop Studios.
Treetop Studios.
Treetop
Yeah.
Studios.
Talk to them today, by the way.
Yeah.
CJ.
I'm making eggs in the morning. Yeah. You guys jam, and then I'll make the eggs.
He makes some pretty good eggs. To be
Oh,
honest.
I make great eggs.
Can you make hamburgers instead of eggs?
No.
Okay.
He honestly, it's a weird niche,
I
but
make
he actually
great
makes
eggs.
really good eggs.
What's your secret?
Just really TLC. I really focus in, and it's usually the time where the Adderall kicks in and the coffee is kind of going full brain, and
Everything bagel seasoning helps.
everything bagel season.
Oh, that's very
Oh.
true.
Depends who the
I
guest
love
is.
that.
I might do some roasted, like crushed red pepper. If it's somebody that's a little more like salty, I'll go with the poppy and the.
Look at
I
that.
don't know.
Depends on who the guest is. Like he like does this like routinely. Okay.
Yeah.
When your wife wakes up, What kind of eggs do you make her? And tell me how you make them.
She wakes up, and I'm usually giving her a big hug and saying, "Hey, good morning. I love you. It's time for eggs."
Here comes the
Goddamn, you want to get married?
no.
But
It's
does she
Just
like
hard-boiled eggs, just like stuffed down. Stuffed down.
Oh, it's awful.
I'm doing fried eggs. She's team scrambled, but
shout out to Jenna.
she's used to having eggs cooked for the masses, and I'm more of a I'm going order by order. And
She's
I
a people
want
pleaser.
Yeah,
As far as the eggs go.
But no, she is global scale.
she's global. She's Costco.
Yeah,
market,
yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm more of that local
You're more
small
Sam's
batch.
Club.
You're more Caffeinola. Which,
Small batch,
by
yeah.
the way, when are you playing Caffeinola?
Yeah, that's gonna be.
Oh, yeah.
You take that one
November 18th.
with who?
Zutu.
Zutu, friend of
who?
the
And who?
podcast.
There is a chance.
Eli Waltz.
Wait. Is there a
There
chance?
is a small chance.
Is he sponsoring us too? Is he paying us for that?
No, I might be playing drums for.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Right on. Oh, that's
We're-
right. You guys did it at Old Mother.
Oh,
We're
no,
also
and-
going to be playing the
That was a
Southern in
wreck.
Charlottesville.
The Southern in
January
Charlottesville.
20th with the Rigometrics. We've also got a couple of songs coming out. You guys heard Lady Morphine. That'll be coming out. Released on all the like streaming services, whatever.
Yeah, Apple Music, all the things.
That'll be
Napster.
Friday, October 29th.
Napster only.
Our second single, again, mixed by Chris Gooden, mastered by Matt Leffler-Schulman out of Baltimore. Song's called I Could Be Lied To. That'll be Friday, November 18th.
Look at that.
Oh, look at that. That's
That's great.
Right around the show, yeah.
So in this last song, what's the name of this?
Oh wait,
let's
so
see
they have
different band.
to enter this in.
This is
They have like a
okay.
whole thing.
All right, what is it?
So we're not in Baltimore anymore that I'm
Rip.
aware of.
Are you sad about it?
No. Virginia's been an awesome
Cleared that
state.
up quick.
Yeah. Virginia been pretty
People are so nice and like
Yeah, they
there's
really
not
are.
competition.
You're in
where,
Richmond.
like,
and good music.
I'm in
and people are involved and like interested in.
It's Mount Solon.
Mount-
So Sillen Glade Cabin. It's SILL and AND. Glade GLADE Cabin CABIN. Sorry, but people have thought I've been saying silly.
We'll put it
Glade.
in the show notes. It's fine. It's fine.
Sill
But,
and Glade.
But no, it's
Cabin.
we're running a studio and
You guys
kind
talk
of a
to
retreat
text, yeah,
style
there's subtitles.
situation. We're up on top of a hill. We've got 30 acres that are secluded. There's nothing.
It's a great spot.
around.
In a cabin.
In a cabin
That you own.
That we own. I mean, we've got clients from Virginia.
So it's pretty much like a recording studio at this point.
It's a studio, but it's no mystery ton.
Sure. Hey, but listen, it's a destination.
It's a destination.
It's a destination studio.
Kinda
Yeah.
like there could be better studios right here.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's no could be better.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank
Can
you.
say anything?
Thank you.
It
Last
could
guest,
not be
they're
better.
buttering us up. I
It
get
could
I
not
get
be
it.
better than could be
couldn't
better.
be better, but
So this next band
yeah,
recorded
so this
at
is the
Sillen Glade?
Flops. They I don't know, had some faith and they took a chance and they tracked 11
This is like
songs.
your first project, right?
First project back in April this year. I tracked, I mixed, and then Matt Leffler-Schulman out of Mobtown Studios in Baltimore mastered it. This is one of their first singles coming off their first 5-song, I believe, EP. Out of the 11 that they did with us, and this is Foolish to Lie by the Flops out of Stanton, Virginia.
Is this your favorite song that they recorded?
It's pretty fucking good.
All right. Hey, guys, thanks for coming on. Thanks for being the final guest. And check out them at Caffeinola on November
18th.
The Milestones on
Friday.
Caffeinola.
The Miles.
It's
yeah,
not the
yeah,
flops.
no. The flops aren't.
But
fucking
we
coming.
are
We
trying to
will
play the Frederick with the flops.
The Flops will be
soon.
coming to Maryland,
Yeah.
innovating
Let's
this
book it at
Maryland
Old
market.
Mother.
Let's
Yeah.
do it. You guys
Miles-
want to play at Old
dude,
Mother?
honestly, I don't want to throw this out here right now, but
No,
we
do
were
it.
thinking. No.
No, do it.
No, go ahead.
No, say it
Put
right
on
now.
blast.
I'm not
The
gonna say it.
Raconteurs
No, no,
are going
I'm
to
not
come
gonna
to Frederick
I'm not gonna
with
say it.
Milestones at Old Mother Brewing Company on January 14th. We're going to see you all there.
We want some real pretty curly-haired motherfuckers coming to play a show with us.
fuck
You know
does
who
he
you
mean?
are if you hear this.
All right, guys, thanks for coming on. This is great. And this is called...
This is
We
Fool's
think it would be a
Fly
great
by the
bill. We think it would be a
Flops.
great bill.
Well, I should have told you a bit about myself. How I'm lonely, could use a bit of help. Well, I should have known that evil in your eyes creeping black spiders, and my hands they are tied. Now I'm calling to you to come out of
Be Better podcast is produced live from the Could Be Better studios that are definitely not a bedroom in Frederick, Maryland.
Check out our website, www.couldbebettermeh.com, for links to our social media, as well as a calendar of events and our contact information for those interested in guesting or supporting the Could Be Better movement.
Sure, whatever the hell that is. If you like what you hear, though, follow us on Apple Podcasts, Overcast, or however you're listening to this right now. And don't hesitate to leave us a 5-star review because, believe it or not, it actually really helps.
Tune in every Thursday for a new episode where we...
Okay, that's enough. We've been talking for way too long.
Okay. I'm Chris Perry.
And I'm Colin McGuire, and we are out of time. So for now, remember, as always, everybody, this could be better.